An historic budget and a shift to level 2. We will have the budget and the level 2 special up until 7 o'clock. Over the next 2 hours, we'll hear from Finance Minister Grant Robertson, Tourism Minister Kelvin Davis and National Party leader Simon Bridges. We'll hear from tourism operators and we'll take a look at the shift to level 2 and the haircuts and more queues. But let's begin with the $50 billion rescue fund, which tonight sits at the centre of the pandemic budget as the country braces for economic carnage from Covid-19. The Finance Minister, Grant Robertson, says it's a once-in-a-generation budget to tackle a monumental challenge. But the opposition says there's no coherent plan. Here's our Deputy Political Editor, Craig McCulloch.
It was billed as no ordinary budget for an extraordinary time, and the numbers don't lie.
This is the most significant financial commitment by a New Zealand government in modern history.
Grant Robertson debuting a $50 billion fund to repair the carnage wrought by Covid-19. Yes, you heard that right. $50 billion. $16 billion was doled out today, another $14 billion already spent during lockdown. It leaves $20 billion in change, cash ready and waiting to deal with the changing crisis.
It is a once-in-a-generation budget. It is bold because the task we face is monumental.
And monumental may be understating it. Treasury's forecasts are eye-watering. Unemployment tipped to touch 10% by September. The economy looking at a year or more of deep recession. Never mind the cost of borrowing. The budget is set to blow out debt to nearly 54% of GDP by 2023, leaving the country in deficit for years to come.
This is the rainy day we have been preparing for. Now we must weather the global storm.
The fund includes an 8-week extension of the wage subsidy scheme for the worst-hit businesses, a $5 billion public house building program, and free training for specific trades, think construction, for the next 2 years. But the budget's also notable for what's not in it. No election sweeteners, no helicopter cash, no major tax or welfare changes. This is a budget to keep the lights on.
We know this is not the end of what we need to do. We will keep working with you. We will keep supporting workers and businesses.
I say, Prime Minister, get Kiwis back to work unless there's an overwhelming reason not to. Put more trust in everyday New Zealanders.
Nationals leader Simon Bridges says the government was slow to move to alert level 2, slow to reboot the economy. He says a $50 billion slush fund is no plan.
Spending money is the easy part. But Grant Robertson doesn't even today know how he will spend it all. It's not a plan. Much isn't allocated, leaving over $20 billion to spray prior to election 2020.
It was a rare mention of the election in what is an election year budget, but not like one we've ever seen before. Covid-19 has drastically changed the landscape.
He waka eka noa. We are all in this together.
From Parliament for Checkpoint, Craig McCulloch.